So this is a book of poetry, right, that I wrote a few years ago. And every time I try to read it, it just makes me laugh. So I hope if you buy this book of poetry and you read this book of poetry, you'll receive it in the spirit it was written. It was meant to be amusing and, so don't be too judgmental of me. I'm not a poet by nature, as I've always said. When I write poems, they're not really poems, it's just like streams of consciousness, okay? Let's see here. This concise version of Seduce That Darling was published in 2021. The poems were inspired in part by the sentiments expressed in the best-selling book Seduction by author Robert Greene. The way the poems emerge is funny. I would read a chapter in the book while pedaling on my stationary bike. I hated exercising, and so the book offered amusement and intrigue that took my mind off of it. After the 10-minute torture session on the bike had terminated and I had completed reading the chapter, I would sit down and scribble a poem using ideas, words, and suggestions from Greene's text. Truth be told, I'm hesitant to call these poems as usual because I don't consider myself a poet, and I certainly never follow any rules of poetry when I write. It's sort of like when I cook, okay? My style of poetry is really just a free association of ideas. I hope you enjoy the poems as much as I enjoyed writing them. Oh, this is so cute. And this is a table of contents. Have I fallen in love? A glimpse, insinuations, a coquette named Valentina, yield to temptation. Oh, my sweet apple. Oh my gosh. I don't know where I find the time or inspiration for these things. I think I have just too much free time on my hands, honestly. And I come up with a lot of stuff, okay? But so this is yeah, the hardcover. Have I fallen in love? Since that first gaze we exchanged on the train to Strasbourg, the empty haze that used to permeate is gone. The gnawing twin aches of boredom and dissatisfaction are gone. Instead, I feel weirdly happy, like I'm on the threshold of a new introduction to the girl I used to be, young and carefree, full of happiness and adventure. You scare me. I'm afraid to feel weirdly happy. Tell me the truth, darling. Have I fallen in love? Or am I the victim of your meticulously premeditated game of intrigue and seduction?